I don't see any other lights. I have just a couple of comments, and I'm going to be supportive of this. I was a founding member of REAP many, many years ago. I've watched it grow and challenge itself to be an entity that brings a council of governments and entities together to think the best thoughts of our regional community in an economic sense, and I think that's important. Paula will tell you that I came to the last consortium meeting and I sit on that, and I voiced the concern that we've got other entities working on planning, and I happen to sit on the Comprehensive Plan Committee, the Visioneering Committee. I'm the chairman of WAMPO, and I'm on the consortium leadership team. I guarantee you I'll be the bird dog of making sure that we don't duplicate efforts in any of this. It is important that we come up with a plan that is comprehensive, that understands our region, that brings all these entities together, that have the good of our community at heart, and I think we'll do that good work. I'm not scared about this at all. I think, failing to plan is planning to fail, and we need to make sure that smart people dedicated in our community, people that are local and understand this region, come together, think through what we want our future to look like 30, 40, 50 years from now for our kids and our grandkids and the next generation. And you don't do that by sitting on your hands and not talking about where we want our community to go. And these issues that are coming out of this REAP planning group are going to talk to some issues that I think are critical. And Visioneering won't talk about all of them. WAMPO won't talk about all of them. The comprehensive plan, which deals with zoning and land use, is not going to talk about them. Where do people live, and what strain does that put on our infrastructure for 30 years from now? Now, I know people don't like the idea of sprawl and growth rings and all that, but the truth is there is a balance between where people live and preserving our good agricultural lands, and how do you make that work? And that's being able to sustain part of our economy. Agribusiness is the third largest economic driver in our community, in our region. And to say that we're okay with every 5-acre tract being taken up by somebody's rural residence sounds really good if you're talking only property rights. But if you're talking about preserving and sustaining agribusiness, you got to have land, and it's got to be set aside for that enterprise. Water, that is such a critical issue in our region. You only have to look at the picture on the front page of the Eagle a couple of days ago that showed the dock at Cheney with no water even close to it. And that's a water resource here that has dried up because of drought. Now, we can argue all day long, and people do, about whether it's climate change that's caused this drought, if it's just a natural cycle, what it is. But the truth is, the water's gone. It's less proficient to drive our economy than it was. So we need to figure that out. We need to be talking about it. We need to talk about how we'll sustain our economy, our region, with that natural resource. Transportation is critical to this region. Kansas is spread out. To get to and from different parts of this region, the infrastructure of transportation, whether it is highways, arterials, transit, rail, whatever it is going to be critical for the next 30 or 40 years. Maybe not today, but we're not talking about today. We're talking about 30, 40 years ago. And I have to tell you, every decision, I've said it many times, that I've made for this community is in mind of the future. It's not about my generation, it's about my grandkids and the kids that come after that. And it is my responsibility to leave this community better than I got it. And I don't think you can do that without thinking about these critical areas that are embraced in this regional planning and sustainability grant. Now, I'm not real warm to anybody else telling me what to do. You can ask my wife that. It starts at home, and I don't like it there, and I don't like it here. But the truth is, this is going to work out well. We're going to come together. We're going to talk about it. Yes, we may agree to disagree, but this will be a local plan, a local plan. And I got to tell you, I would challenge anyone and everyone to come to the meetings, be a voice. It's okay to be a declining voice, but be at the table, be down in the weeds, be boots on the ground, because this whole issue is too critical to our community and the future of it. We can sit by and let many, many other communities do much better work than we do, because I guarantee you they're planning. I mean, when you talk about our competition at in Kansas City, they have a program, the MARC program, the Regional Council, which is a council of governments that comes together and plans, is very active. The MAPS program in Oklahoma City is just that. It's a planning document that attaches money to it and gets things done. Over and over and over, we've seen communities that do that. And we are remiss as local officials elected to be stewards of this to not be engaged in it. So I'm going to be supportive of it. I can guarantee you I'll be engaged in all of those things. And I take comfort that my colleague, Commissioner Dave Unruh, has his hand on the throttle of REAP to make sure that this grant is taken care of properly, it's ministered, and is watched to make sure that it brings the best good for our regional community. So, Commissioner Skelton.